gorgeous. Like, I don't know, picked it up. Could not put it down, babes. Wait, why do I kind of like it? It's different. It has me questioning my mental sanity, but like, yes, please. You know, like enemies to lovers, like, oh, I hate you. No, they hate each other. They're trying to ruin each other, but yet they want to hate each other. So, like, you know what I mean? She got me falling for a Zaddy. Hello guys, welcome to another vlogmas. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top reads of 2024. We are at the end of the year. We are December, and I had an amazing reading year. I read lots of books. I started my Bookstagram this year, and I just grew my platforms and truly just enjoyed sharing my love of books with you guys. And I wanted to share my top books of this year. So these are some of my fave books. I obviously loved so many. This is not all the books I loved in this year because that would be too long, but I will be sharing my top reads. So these are books that like near and dear my heart, okay, that I need to talk about. So yeah, let's get into it because I got a lot of books to talk about, clearly. So let's get into it. First book that I'm going to talk about that was one of my top reads is Bull Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon. I actually read this book last month in November. This one had me delulu for a minotaur. Ruby always has me delulu for some type of monster, and I'm not mad about it. Girl, this had me delulu for a minotaur. They basically go on in this adventure together. There's like marriage of convenience, like kind of like these trials, and I cannot wait for book 2 in 2025. And honestly, this book was so good. Also, the book itself is absolutely gorgeous. So we have the front, spine, the sprayed edge, that's absolutely gorgeous. And then the inside, you see who she had me delulu for, a minotaur. Yeah. Yeah. And I gobbled it up. Next, we have Butcher and Blackbird. This whole series was absolutely amazing. And this was like my first like serial killer romance, dark romance. And honestly, I might be a fan of dark romance. I read a good amount this year and I was like, wait, why do I kind of like it? It's different. It has me questioning my mental sanity, but like, yes, please. Yes, please. Absolutely loved it. Basically, it's literally two serial killers that end up falling for each other, and they kind of have like this competition going on, and they bad people. So I'm not mad. You know what I mean? Loved it. Next, we have The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. I love this sports series by her. So amazing. This had me in love with Burgess. Burgess is my dream man. It's nanny trope, single dad, and Tessa always does it for me. And yeah. Next, we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This was a perfect summer read. So cute. This book and the talks around this book prompted me to read basically all of Abby Jimenez's books, and her romances are heartfelt but also so beautifully done and just had me giddy but in love but also emotionally connected to the characters and what they're going through. And I gobbled this up, and the cover is absolutely, look at that. Doesn't that give summer vibes? Doesn't it make you want to go to the beach? It does for me, or the lake. Do with that what you will. If you see me all energized, it's because I'm currently drinking Winter Wonderland by Alani Nu. Christmassy vibes, babes. It's so good. Anyways. Next, we have All Roads Lead to Here by Mariana Zapata. I also got into this author this year, and she got me falling for a Zaddy. Basically, she is trying to find herself, so she finds a job in a small town near woods. Ends up moving into his house, not on his permission. His son kind of rented out a room to her, and he didn't know, so they're kind of like enemies to love. Well, like they're forced proximity, but they kind of don't like each other, but they end up falling for each other, and I absolutely gobbled it up. You know what I mean? Mariana always does it. Her romances are so good. They are hefty books, but I don't know, I just gobbled it up. Next, we have Flawless by Elsie Silver. This was my favorite book in the Chestnut Spring series. I read the Chestnut Spring series in the beginning of the year. So end of 2023 to beginning 2024, I got into Elsie Silver. My book bestie was yapping about this series, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. Loved it. small town, bull riding mans. This is the nanny single dad trope. Gobbled it up. I think I really like the nanny trope. I don't know. It makes me feel like I just have to nanny for someone and then I'll just find my mans like that and be a stepmother. I don't know. Next, we have The Next Best Fling by Gabriela Gomez. This was my November book club book of the month. If you guys didn't know, I have a book club on Fable. Go join so we can read together. This plus size romance had me giddy. Basically, she's a librarian who has been in love with her guy best friend for so long, but he's getting married. So she's trying to get over him. And at the engagement party, her best friend's brother wants to interrupt the wedding, wants to crash the engagement party and confess his love to the fiance. So she's like, don't do that, girl. Come over to me. Come over to my house, sleep it off. He was a little drunk. And now everybody thinks they're dating. So they're like, okay, you know what? Let's fake date. Let's get over this couple. And they end up slowly falling for each other. There's drama. There's everything. This had me giddy. 5 stars. Amazing. And I cannot wait for the next one, which is going to be a sapphic romance. And it's the series, I believe, is like Librarian in Love, something like that. So I think it's going to be her bestie that's falling in love. I don't know. The cover's really cute. And I'm very excited. This was good. And this was her first novel. And I was like, you did that, girl. Next, we have Reclaiming Kate by Mary Warren. In 2024, I read a bunch of Mary Warren's books. Absolutely love them. She just does amazing plus-size romances that have me giddy and believing that I, too, can fall in love as a plus-size woman. And this one was my favorite one of hers. She actually sent me a package of basically all her books. And one of the highlights of the year, they're all signed. She gave me knickknacks and stickers. And in my head, we're besties. And that wouldn't have been possible without you guys. Truly amazing. So yeah, this one of the reasons why I loved it so much is she shows like depression really well in this book, toxic relationship, but also this is one of the first romances where they both play the sport. She's a goalie and he's a hockey player, and that was the first for me. So I absolutely loved it, and it's my favorite one, and the cover is absolutely gorgeous. Her covers are usually by Lenny Kaufman, one of my favorite graphic designers, and yeah, slay. Next, we have Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. This might be one of my top romances of the year. This is a rivals to lovers, office, workplace romance. They absolutely hate each other, but they're like working in the same like graphic design field. Have this competition and they end up kind of like having forced proximity. This had me feeling butterflies and giddy and in love and truly, oh my God, the fair. Oh, I want to fall in love, okay? And also the cover is absolutely gorgeous. And I discovered Deanna Gray this year, and absolutely loved it. I love her, and I need her to drop more books. Stat. Next, we have Tris Six Venom by Penelope Douglas. Like I said, I got into my dark romance a little bit this year, and I will continue. This is one of my top books. This is another sapphic romance that truly had me giddy. This one's dark. This is genuinely enemies to lovers. Like, you know how like enemies to lovers, like, oh, I hate you. No, they hate each other. They're trying to ruin each other, but yet they want to hate each other. So like, you know what I mean? Yes. Yes. Oh my God. It's a soccer romance. And they're in the same team. They absolutely hate each other. They try to destroy each other, but they also can't get rid of each other, and they can't breathe without each other. And she wrote the connection so well. And it had me hot and bothered. It had me just like, damn, and I couldn't put it down. And the audiobook was doing what it needed to do, babes. Tris Six Venom. Also, the cover is just absolutely gorgina. Next, we have The Marble Queen. I had to at least include one graphic novel. Y'all know my tops are romance, graphic novels, and fantasy. And baby, this sapphic, wow. Without planning it, I like did sapphic books back to back. I didn't plan that. Anyways, this sapphic fantasy graphic novel, basically it's like marriage of convenience. She is trying to fix her kingdom with a marriage alliance. She thinks she's marrying a prince. No, she's marrying a princess. And there's so much drama, rivalry, fighting, war, learning a new world, falling in love, and just all of the in-between. Truly an amazing graphic novel. I read this in one sitting, and I was just staring at the wall like, I need more. I hope this is a series because the graphics, first of all, are absolutely beautiful. And I don't know, I just was shoved into this world. It felt like a movie, and I will never shut up about this graphic novel. Like, I hope this is a series. I need it. This is The Marble Queen by Anna Kopp and Gabriella Kari. Yeah. Next, we have Axes and O's by Kayla Gross. I got more into her books this year as well. She does amazing plus size romances. Truly had me giddy. She ended up actually sending me this book. This is a poly situation. He gets basically snowed in with this like lumberjack couple, and they end up, you know, exploring, having fun. Kayla sent me this package with some goodies, and she signed me a not graphic Eiffel Tower. Is all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And absolutely gobbled this up in the holiday season. Truly, ooh, it was spicy. It was good. It had me wanting a lumberjack or a lumber snack, as we call it. A lumber snack romance. Yeah. She does amazing spicy romances, I gotta say. Anyways, next we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This might be one of my top fantasy books. I really got into fantasy as well this year. Like, I've always been a romance girly and a graphic novel girly, but the past like 2 years I've been getting into fantasy and outside of my comfort zone with like thriller, murder mystery. And this book was a book that I always saw and I was like, I don't know, picked it up. Could not put it down, babes. This is like Hunger Games, but make it vampires. Very much enemies to lovers. Like, they literally hate each other, but they are in the same team in these trials. And truly had me gasping for air, talking to myself, like in space like this, being like, girl, what you doing? It's an adult fantasy, amazing. Had me just so enthralled in the story and like just put me back in. Truly. And the cover is absolutely amazing. And I loved this series. Next, we have Only and Forever by Chloe Leese. I absolutely loved the whole Bergman Brothers series by Chloe Leese. Like, truly an amazing series. Might be one of my top series ever. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video sharing all of my fave series, because I got a bunch. But this is one of my faves. This is the last one in the Bergman Brothers series. This is the Afterlight special edition of the books. I have them here. They're always in the background of my videos. Together, the sprayed edge make like this cabin vibe, woodsy vibes. Absolutely beautiful. One of my prized possession special edition books. And the books are absolutely gorgeous. This is Only and Forever. This has my literal dream book boyfriend ever. He is starting a bookstore and he loves romance. He's so cute and just takes care of her, loves her, and I just I love him. The actual books are beautiful. Not only is the design together gorgeous, but like the actual book. So this is the front, spine, back, the sprayed edge, of course, but then when you take off the cover, like, gorgeous. Oh, it's just so beautiful. And then when you open it, they're in the bookstore. Literally, look, on his shirt, it says romance reader. This book had me deluded into thinking I'm just gonna start a bookstore with my husband and have you guys come and shop and yap with me. What do you think? We gotta find him first. But next we have the Folk of Air series. I really got into this series this year and amazing. I have a whole video of me reading the whole series. This series was in a video where I tried to finish the series that I'm in the middle of. This series, you get really like shoved into the Fae world as you learn. Like, the FMC is a human like us and she gets shoved in the Fae world. She ends up being kind of like a spy for the king and you just learn the whole Fae world. And it just like, this series needs to be a movie. This is a YA series that truly had me so wow, in love. Also, it had me in love with a bad man. And I'm not mad about it. There is fake dating, fake marriage. Just the series is absolutely amazing. And it truly has you enthralled in it. Like, literally put me in this world. Would I survive? Probably not. But it was just so good. Another book, we have Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This is more of a paranormal romance than fantasy. This might be one of my top books of the year. This had me delulu for the Reaper. Death himself. Do with that what you will. This was a very different book for me because it was one of my first paranormal romances. It has murder mystery, it has death and symbolism and just beautifulness, and truly had me just delulu and into this world. And this is another series that I read with you guys in my finishing series videos, and truly an amazing book. Like, truly had me also, the books are absolutely beautiful and just have you so enthralled. Adeline Grace did it with this one. Next we have Powerless. This is another top YA fantasy for me. This had me delulu for Kai. This is very much like Hunger Games vibes. We have the elites who have powers and they're enforcers. And then you have the ordinaries who have no power. They're like normal. And there's these trials that happen with the elites. And Peyton, who is a thief ordinary, gets shoved into this like trial and is kind of like teamed up with Kai, which, you know, they don't like each other, but they end up falling for each other. And we have Powerless, Reckless, Powerful, and then we also will have the next book in 2025. Absolutely ate up the series. My favorite one is Powerless, but I still ate up Reckless and Powerful. And truly an amazing series that had me delulu for a bad man, but also thinking that I could survive in these trials. I cannot, but I like to think I can. Next, we have The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This book got me into reading more thriller and murder mystery. I'm a wimp, okay? I get scared easily, and I was scared of the dark for a very long time, and low-key still am. And this book made me believe that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. This is a murder mystery. Basically, the FMC is a caregiver, and she ends up having to work with an paraplegic client who was, everyone thinks that her whole family, and she tries to kind of uncover what happens and why she's the only one left in this house. And it had me shook it to the floor and truly made me feel like, okay, they're not that bad. Like, I love uncovering the mystery and figuring out if I can guess what happens. And this book by Riley Sager got me into murder mystery, thriller, and trying to uncover the murder and what happened. Yes. Next and last, we have Fourth Wing. This had me thinking I could ride a dragon and be in this world. Would I survive? Not at all. These fantasy series had me thinking that I could very much survive in these worlds, but I could not. No, not at all. But this is a fantasy world with dragons, hierarchy. It's kind of like How to Train Your Dragon. There's hierarchy, rivalry, fighting, different groups, and just amazingness. You really follow the FMC, a strong FMC, as she's navigating this school where she has to ride dragons and be in these different teams, and it's just so cool. This world is absolutely amazing. I was late to the train with this book. Like, I was like, I don't know why everybody talking about this dragon book. I grabbed it and I was like, I get it. I get it. I absolutely ate up Fourth Wing. Iron Flame, I didn't like as much as Fourth Wing, but I'm still excited to see the next book in the new year. Absolutely gobbled this up, and now I want a dragon. Those are my top reads of the year. I had an amazing time reading romance, fantasy, murder mystery, dark romance. Like, I really got out of my comfort zone this year, and I really learned my reading style, what I like, what I don't like, my speed, and truly had an amazing reading year. And I'm so happy that I was able to bring you guys along on my Bookstagram, YouTube, TikTok, and just bring you guys along the journey. I truly had a great year, and I cannot wait for 2025. So yeah, those were my top reads of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see in the new year. And I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for letting me yap about books, and I will see you guys in another video.